It seems like the voice is coming back, whether we like it or not. Penny Wong gave us a clear glimpse a couple of days ago of the profound arrogance of our nice and compassionate left-wing government. The Voice to Parliament referendum last year resoundingly crushed the horrible idea to cement racial division into our nation's constitution. But since then, Albo and the Labor Party, with the support of their cousins the Greens, have ignored the people, driving voice-like laws through state governments instead. And this week, Penny Wong gave us this on the Batuta podcast.
Look, I think we'll look back on it in 10 years' time and it'll be a bit like marriage equality, don't you reckon? Like I always used to say, marriage equality, which took us such a bloody fight to get that done. And I thought, all this fuss, it'll become something. It'll be like people go, do we have an argument about that? They won't even like it. Kids today or even adults today barely kind of clock that it used to be an issue. Remember how big an issue that was in culture wars?
Yes. I remember Alan Joyce getting hit with a pie.
It's just endless.
It's just endless. The utter contempt for the more than 60% of Australians who voted against the Voice is just unbelievable. No, Penny, we didn't vote against the Voice because we're silly old-fashioned idiots. We voted against it because it was a terrible, racially divisive idea. And it's far more serious and has far more implications in terms of our national security, our future, our unity, our legal rights, our property rights, far more than the gay marriage issue. The Voice was an attempt to add an entire chapter to the Australian Constitution that would have had massive implications. The national vote on it was a resounding no. It wasn't just no, it was 60-40. Queensland was nearly 70-30 no. South Australia and WA were well above 60%. And the only place that voted for the thing was, you guessed it, the home of the bureaucratic elite middle manager class, the ACT. So for Penny Wong to just dismiss us like that and say, oh, I think we'll look back one day and we'll wonder how could we ever have rejected it? I mean, that is patronising in the extreme and really appalling. Albo's Minister for Aged Care and Sport. What a sensible combination of portfolios that is when you think about it. She's a Brisbane inner city millennial named Annika Wells. She appeared in an interview with ABC News Breakfast on Thursday morning, and she dodged the first question following up on this on a return to The Voice. And then she finally answered it the second time it was asked, but chose her words suspiciously carefully.
I think both Penny Wong and the Prime Minister yesterday spoke on this particular matter. The Voice in the form that we took to the referendum is gone. We respect the opinions and the votes of people. They made that very clear, but we're always looking for ways to help First Nations people and for that policy to be tangible and credible.
Did you catch that? The Voice in the form that we took it to the referendum is gone. Let's just play that one more time, John.
Okay, so Voice to Parliament, will it make a comeback, do you think, at some point?
I think both Penny Wong and the Prime Minister yesterday spoke on this particular matter. The Voice in the form that we took to the referendum is gone. We respect the opinions and the votes of people. They made that very clear, but we're always looking for ways to help First Nations people and for that policy to be tangible and credible.
So that was a carefully crafted and quite rehearsed response, really. We didn't just reject the Voice in the form that you took it to the referendum, Annika. Australians overwhelmingly rejected the very idea of the Voice. We rejected it at its ideological core, the values behind it. There's no form under which it could win a referendum. And it might be best that you help Aboriginal people in more tangible ways, as Jacinta Price suggests, and less with the woke nonsense. I hope Aussies realise now that the academic elite left who dominate modern Labor and the Greens, they are not the champions of the underprivileged, the working class, or the good hard-working small business people anymore. They don't respect us. They scorn us. They don't serve us. They want to rule over us. The working class are an annoyance to them, and the successful hard-working small business person is a force to be destroyed at all costs, murdered in red and green tape until making a buck becomes impossible. Vote however you want, folks, but just remember that nice isn't really nice. and we can't reward this behaviour. Canadians completely forgot this week that their left-wing government froze and garnished the private bank accounts of working class people who were protesting against their policies during COVID. Yep, it actually happened. The government took money from the private bank accounts of people who were protesting, the truckies, during COVID. And Canadians just foolishly voted that same government back in because they thought, oh, that conservative opposition aren't nice and compassionate. Well, sometimes the responsible types in government look a little tougher or less nice than we'd like. But when it comes to who's running your country and keeping us safe from foreign threats in particular, I'll take Mr. or Mrs. Responsible and Stern over Mr. or Mrs. Nice any day. Good friend of this show, men's rights campaigner Bettina Arndt. She's putting the spotlight on the left's appalling treatment of men. She says the anti-male sexist type of third wave feminism is now rampant in our culture, and the left-wing parties in particular, and our government bureaucracy. And she says the right-wing major parties are too gutless to stand up to the bullying. So she's gone out herself and done something about it.
Here we are on Bondi Beach with our truck. Look at our truck. It's a truck to tell people what Labor is doing to men and to encourage everybody to vote for real equality. We started off in Bondi, but the main game was to expose our digital display truck to a large audience of ordinary Australian blokes. A big football match was the perfect place to find them. So the next few hours were spent touring the billboard truck around the Alliance Stadium in Sydney's Moore Park, passing by the steady stream of football fans finding their way to the venue. It created great interest, with people beeping horns and giving thumbs up signs and taking plenty of photos. Most people are on our side. They do want a fairer world where men and women are treated equally. We just have to give them the courage to speak out.
It's a great initiative. Maybe we can turn the tide so that the Labor Party will be as scared of offending men as the Liberal Party have become of offending women. That'd be nice for a change. You may have noticed if you've been overseas on holiday recently that you can log into your streaming services like Netflix or Prime in other countries, but the shows they offer are different and sometimes even better. You're paying good money for those subscription services. Why can't you watch? Well, with a virtual private network or VPN, you can log in from home here in Australia with an internet address from anywhere in the world. And big corporations and big government can't see where you are. Now, to be clear, criminals can still be actively found with police warrants, of course, but the average honest citizen will have their location protected from prying eyes of corporate marketers and government bureaucrats. If you sign up now with private internet access, we think they are the best VPN service out there. That's private internet access. As a viewer of The Other Side, you can get 83% off the price of your subscription and get online for less than $3 a month. Check it out right now. Go to piavpn.com/otherside. That's piavpn.com/otherside. It's a great service and a rock bottom price, and you're helping keep The Other Side going and growing. That was a segment from a recent episode of our fortnightly news commentary show, The Other Side, with me, Damien Curry. If you liked it, support us. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube right now so you don't miss a thing. It's totally free. Just click that subscribe button and the little bell. And check out our Other Side Unplugged show too, and join our mission to actually do something and change Aussie media for the better at othersidetv.com.au. That's othersidetv.com.au. Check it out now.